Welcome back, everyone. So I felt like on Pop Culture Omniversa, after the fallout that was the wrestling verse, where I uploaded 3 videos, I decided to produce a massive video, hopefully, regarding the Batman arc. This time, we're talking about the Ghost Story storyline. I think that was the ending of the Batman run for James Tyrion IV, mainly from the fact that Future State put everything on hold. So yeah, James Tyrion the Fourth will be back in the coming March event for Infinite Frontier, and well, we're gonna talk about this final arc that happened pre Future State, and no idea what timeline this takes place for Death Metal. So we're gonna get right into this. So I would show the books I got. I don't have them in the sense that they're in separate boxes, and therefore it would get confusing. And I don't feel like tearing down this house. And plus, I got a deadline for myself for this. So we're gonna jump into this storyline. And I show the variants at least. I got all the variants except for annual number 5. So yeah, so this is James Tyrion the Force's aftermath of the Joker War, which, if I honestly will say it, I do still feel like it was supposed to end a little bit differently than the way it did end, had Dan Didio not left. Again, I still have that thought that it was originally supposed to end with Joker dying and the Batman and time being altered again due to death metal, the 5G initiative, and all that. But that's then, and we no longer live in the Dan DiDio world of DC Comics. We still have some leftovers to fix, but I think we're all in a perfect state right now. Well, not perfect, that's impossible. But we're in a we're trying to stabilize everything, and DC's editorial staff is currently firing everybody. So, what can you do? Bruce, where are you now? I'm currently out to sea. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember. Remember what? Gotham City. How it used to feel. Not at the beginning, but as the height of it, when it was all working so well. Batman issue number 101, After the Laughter. And Batman prepares to narrate his long history and his complicated route of retcons and whatnot, where he says this: I've been at the manor or in the office where I see the bat signal over in Gotham City. You could blindfold and drug me, and I could always find my way to the old rooftop. And then that Batman Louds comes in, and my friends got fired. So, yeah, that kind of messed everything up. And I know that Commissioner Jim Gordon would be waiting for me a few our bigger lines about around the city. He and clues that would start the hunt of whoever was terrorizing Gotham. But then all of a sudden, Joker went insane, and then he found Joker, and his love life was very complicated afterwards. Sooner than I could blink, I'd be on the case, sometimes alone, sometimes with one of my partners. Yeah, then one got shot in the head, and then then we had to get rid of him for about 50 issues or so, which was a pain in the you know what. Um, and that's like 2 years, considering I was releasing bi-weekly as opposed to monthly. So imagine if that was 50 months instead of two, instead of the amount of time we did get. So yeah, I'm still annoyed by that, especially when Tom King came out and admitted, "Oh, we were gonna just heal it up after one issue," but then like Dan DiDio said, "No, I hate Nightwing because he's everything I hate about DC Comics, even though I'm the owner of the company right now, the president." So Batman continues his narration, deciding on the likeliest suspect from hundreds of feet above the city streets, which one of my phones were behind the latest attack. Soon enough, I'll be back in the cave, out for twisting my arm to eat or drink something to get some sleep, but I'd be there, right at the edge. Knowing that if I thought long and hard about each of the clues in front of me, I'd uncover the scale and source of the threat and resolve it through violence. And that's how it would happen, time and time again. And I knew that every step of the way, I could rely on that system, that structure. But then DC reboots happened, and then everything fell apart. But now, there's no Gordon at the bat signal, there's no Robin at my side, there's no Alfred in the cave, there's no approximating that old Gotham anymore. There's only remembering. I must brood as I use Gala March's artwork. Yeah, we're back with that artwork. So I said this before. It makes Gala March's artwork is very off for me at times. Like sometimes it can be good with the right colorist, but every time when I see his artwork, I'm just like, okay, I know Batman's like what nearing his 40s in continuity, but like he looks way older than he should, and his necklines are more pronounced. It's just weird, and when we get close face panel shots like we do in issue 101, it's just weird. So Catwoman just comments, "You have that look on your face. What look? The look that what you exactly is. It's insufferable. Oh, I could picture you making it, sitting at the table with the Justice League. You've made a decision and it's going to change both of our lives because we've already had enough of that. Like, we have 2 timelines for us. We have another timeline with Tom King. We have another timeline with Future State. We're already having enough timelines where our lives are completely changed. Can we just start moving onward with this? It's the right decision and you know it, but you also know it's going to hurt. So I want you to say it, Selena. No, say it. I want you to put it into words." And then Batman says this line that I'm pretty sure angered some people. "Joker was right." Oh, good damn it. So, you admit that Gotham can't be saved, that it's a cesspool that's not going to want to get itself better, even though you've offered like hundreds of solutions, or are you just saying Joker's right because Gotham is impossible? Okay, then I say we just go ahead, get a nuke, and just round up all the good people, take them out, and then blow the whole thing up from sky high and watch the settling from orbit. Is the only way to make sure. Yes, we're going Ripley on this logic. We're using Ripley logic. I've been doing this all wrong for longer than I care to admit. Then we cut back to 1 week ago. Oh, where Batman finishes his statement, and that means I'm gonna need to change. As Batman is battling Cold Cash, a.k.a. the Grifter. Yeah, the Grifter's back. And, yeah, he's battling Batman out of nowhere. From the Wildstorm universe. So Grifter comes out with pulling a knife out of him and saying, "You know, I think you actually broke a rib. And you're still not getting into this building." "Yes, I am. I have beaten Robins before. I will definitely be a Deadpool impersonator." So they continue battling and fighting, one getting their head smashed in concrete, only to get Grifter to pull out a gun to Batman's head, revealing that Grifter could have easily killed him, therefore he wins. And if I'm correct, doesn't Grifter has limited precognitive function abilities? I could be wrong about that, which means he would have won either way. And plus, Batman hasn't seen him in so long, so yeah, I'm pretty sure his skills are rusty. Also, that fight ends abruptly when Lucius Fox calls them out. Cash, that's enough. Yeah, okay, I told you I was expecting him. Oh, that's right. Huh, guess that slipped my mind. Yeah, and there's something odd about Lucius Fox's artwork. Every time when I look at his hair, I'm thinking, is he trying to be Norman Osborn? Yeah, that was just confusing me. Like, why is his hair so Norman Osborn-like from the comics? But yeah, yeah. Grifter just makes a comment saying, "I mostly just want to be able to say that I did that once in my life. Can you blame me?" "Yes." Okay, that's fair. And they have an intense stare down. "You can excuse us. My children will be arriving shortly. Please do not find any of them. You're the boss. You hired a bodyguard? I don't think you can really blame me for that. Do you know each other?" "He calls himself Grifter. The price I'm paying him to keep him on retainer, I suppose the name is appropriate. But it turns out I can afford it ever since your girlfriend may be the one of the richest men on the planet." "Who are you, Lucius? How do I look, Mr. Wayne?" "I'm sorry." "You should have led with that. A little sorrow feels in order. You've seen what that young woman who poisoned me is saying all over the media, right?" "Yes. The city is changing faster than I've ever seen. My daughter showed me a free Punchline teacher for sale online, and I almost called the company and bought them out to stop it. But you'll be happy to know I stopped myself. And then Batman says this line, I don't know if I would have had that restraint. Oh, you. So you admit that if you had not lost your money and this still happened, you would have outright bought everything just to keep their mouth shut. So would anyone? So how did he make it this far so far? That his money is so massively big, and you're just like wondering, um, Mr. Wayne, this is your board speaking. You realize part of your money is coming through us, so can you not just randomly buy a t-shirt company because they're producing something that you probably aren't even aware of, even though you got accused of tax evasion? So yeah, he just admits that he has no restraints in buying out stuff. Joker's army, it just vanished overnight. People took off their masks and went home. There's no way to know who they are. They could be our neighbors or friends or colleagues. Some child seems to have taken it in his own hands to identify them and hunt them down. And it turns out that, yeah, Clownhunter is, kicking down doors and ready to start busting heads in. And they're calling it an emergency election to replace Dunch in his mayor office. The Gotham City of tomorrow is going to look very different from the one today. And he's still out there. Joker, Lucius, you don't need to justify hiring a bodyguard. Not to me. That's not the point, Bruce. That's not just the city changing. You're going to need a change too. How you live, how to fund Batman. I now have tens of billions of dollars sitting in cash in my bank account. I have all eyes on the world trained on it. I could give it back to you, but it wouldn't be like it was before. The government now has eyes on you, Mr. Wayne. You're going to need account for every penny, and they will not go easy on you. You would never be able to use any of it to fund Batman again. So, yeah, Batman is screwed. You remain under suspicion. Even if the rest of the board accepts that Joker framed you, they feel like you've been negligent in allowing any of this to happen. So a decision's been made. The Wayne Enterprise Board has suggested removing you from your seat, paying you a generous annual fee, and letting you fall from the public eye while the company rebrands and reassesses. We could fight it, and I'm willing to do it. Or I could let you keep the money. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't benefit me or my family, Bruce, but there's an argument to be made. The board has already strung on me into selling off the Wayne rebuild of Gotham piecemeal. Well, we've been the dominant corporate voice in this city for generations. These new players are young and hungry, and they're not going to be swayed by idealism. Wayne Enterprise means something. And by disassociating from me, it can still mean something. Without the money, you'll be under far less scrutiny, and you'll be able to continue to operate as Batman. But you ought to be a leaner Batman. No more rocket ships, or satellites, or sophisticated AI, drones that know how you're going to get punched before you do. You won't be able to print high-tech Batmobiles off of an industrial printer beneath Wayne Enterprises. If you break a car, you'll need to fix it yourself. Ah, yes. The dreaded payment of effort. Also, I gotta ask, can he just refurbish all that equipment he has already? Yeah, I'm just thinking that. But, can he just refurbish the equipment he already possesses, or he can still use it? He just have to fix it himself. So, yeah. And then I realized something else. Oh man, this is the thing that Sean Murphy's Batman addressed. Why can't he? So, what Lucius Fox just says, that, and I can't tell if this was a joke or not, saying that he won't be able to print high-tech Batmobiles off an industrial printer beneath Wayne Enterprises. Does that mean that he could have just easily gave away a whole bunch of Batmobiles to the GCPD? That's the thing that Sean Murphy's Batman story called out on. The idea that Batman has all these resources. He even says it. Rocket ships, satellites, sophisticated AI tech, drones and technology and whatnot. He couldn't trusted Gordon with any of them at any time when he could have. And I'm just left wondering to myself, why have you never thought of that in the main continuity until it was too late, and then the reboot happened, and then everything fell apart after that with Batman Incorporated? But yeah, Batman just goes ahead and asks, "You said your children were coming?" "Yes, if you step back, my first decision is going to be bringing in Luke and Tamara in. Wayne Enterprises will acquire Fox Tech. I even called in Tim and Timothy. I didn't think you were on good terms. It felt like a moment to pull the family together." So, yeah, what was Tim Fox doing this whole time? Yeah, it turns out Tim Fox has actually been traveling the world according to John Ridley, who's going to be writing the second Batman book, a Batman book that focuses on Tim Fox, a miniseries as far as I'm heard, as part of that future state storyline he was working on, where essentially they're going to have, well, the next Batman, the second one by Tim Fox, revealed that he'd been traveling the world for some time after the estrangement happened between the Lucius family. But yeah, Lucius Fox ends this saying, "It's your family's company and your future. Wherever you decide, I will support. It's your decision, Bruce." And Bruce leaves the building after getting time to contemplate this. Meanwhile, Grifter comes out hanging around and says, "Hey, no hard feelings, right? Think of it like sparring. I want you to send a message to your boss. You were just talking to him. Feels like you're capable of sending your own messages. Tell him I know what Halo is. Tell him that it may be changing, but it's still my city. And I'm watching." And Batman departs while Grifter just looks at him. So what are you going to do? We cut back to the present with Selina commenting, "I'm going to move into the city. There's a brownstone I didn't even know I owned. I'm going to be operating more low-fee." What? "I only need to do it from the inside, not from across the bridge. I've lived in that house since I was born, Selina. It's my family's house. It's also where Alfred died. And without him, it's so empty and strange. It's time I started building a life without Alfred rather than trying to force someone into that role." Oh, don't worry. When Death Metal ended, he's probably back. They're just going to toy the idea he's probably alive. Maybe Joker has him and he's going to be on for a while. Yeah. "I need to see and feel the beating heart of this city. A city that has clearly shown that it does not want to change in terms of the goodness you envisioned it. I need to figure out how to be alone without pushing everyone else away. Except for me. I need more time to ground myself, Selina. The city's about to get much more dangerous than it has before. I know Joker was right about that. I can't rely on my old systems. I have to develop a entirely new way of being Batman." And you can't do it with a partner who's one of the most wanted women in the city. After robbing the underbrokers, the entire criminal underworld, everyone is going to go out to its target cell and destroy you. Before, I could use my money to strong arm you into high society, but people forget your crimes. I thought for a long time about maybe creating a new identity for you to live under with me that we could use to make it seem like Catwoman vanished, that you were somebody new and somebody else. But I could feel as I was thinking how wrong it would be asking you to give everything up just to live at my side. There's a flip side to all of it. You could just let go. Leave Gotham City with me. We could both take new identities and start a new life somewhere else entirely. Be something new. A crazy idea. Batman's never going to do that. He even admits that. I can't do that. I know. But I had to say my piece just like you had to say yours. 1 year. 1 year? I'll give you 1 year to figure all of this out. That's how long it will take for me to start all my new enemies and clear my name, and that we can do this properly. 1 year. And then we have to make some real decisions about how to do this right. How we can actually be together. Selina, no, I think it's time you shut up. What? Look, if this is how we need to play it, this is how we'll play it. But I don't want to waste a minute talking about it tonight, alright? And then they make out. And then they end this issue with this. So what? So want to show me that brownstone? There isn't any furniture yet. Who needs furniture? And they're gonna make out. They're gonna have sex, aren't they? Because of course that's all that happens between the two. If they're not doing it in a building, they'll do it on the rooftops. Yeah, that was still confusing they did that. Like, I was reading Tom King's book and who would do that on the rooftop? Especially on a cold night. You would have to have... I'm like, I know it's Batman, but come on. Like, come on. Like, this is kind of insane, even for Batman. So that was issue 101. I still am mixed about Galen March's art, and he's going to be doing Joker, so we're going to have to see how that works. But yeah, that was issue 101. Let's move on to issue 102. Gotham City, Old Town, present day. I hate this city. I really do. Oh, you think it's all just personal, but I didn't even know him when I first came here. I was a teenager looking to improve myself. It didn't take me long to realize I wasn't going to improve here. No one does. The city stinks of trash, sweat, urine, and blood. It stings in your nostril. You not even stop tasting iron in the air. Its buildings are garnished and monstrosities, twisted and unstrange. And now it all seems entwined to scaffolding that sounds like the sea scream at you without stopping. It offends each of your senses in turn. Honestly, that this is the city is the driving each of you insane, but I do suppose it had to do. If it had to do, for what any of you two want to live here. If I had billions of dollars at my disposal, I'd pay each you to move somewhere nice and burn it all to the ground, so they can start over. That's what he should have done. But if he really cared about you, why are you saying this all that? What do you want? My ghost net has already entangled its web deep into your computer systems. I've mapped key criminal patterns on the city, and I'm going to solve each of them. But right now, there's a hole in the system, and a hole named as Clownhunter, a child you all seem to be allowing to keep doing your dirty work. You're going to tell me everything I need to find him and stop him. I'm not a dirty cop. You can't threaten me like this. That's not how you bats work. And then Ghostmaker goes in and stabs him in the shoulder. Do I look like a bat to you? I'm the Ghostmaker. I'm a better than Batman. I'm here to prove it. Now talk. So they cut away from that and revealing Batman is taking down several would-be Joker clowns, revealing they're saying they call themselves the Grinners. Most of them have partial face paralysis due to exposure to various Joker toxins. These are the diehards. Most of the hired guns are working for the costume set and the Gotham float from the boss to boss, but the Grinners are a bit too strange and too lethal to rely on. Most of them have spent stretchers in Arkham and other psychiatric hospitals. The Smile Bar has been their hangout spot of choice for years, going back to Harley days. Harley Quinn. How did she not talk about this? They tend to stay quiet during the lulls between Joker's big crimes. That's why I never shut the place down before. It's better to know exactly when they start getting ready for a big attack. There's a clever way of saying you already know everything. I'm telling you, Batman. Don't make me guess my way through it. Why did you loop me in? And sometimes there are a few dozen of them, all armed, all they could prove themselves to Joker. I want eyes on the inside. This has told you he won't keep repairing your suits, and you don't want to do it yourself, do you? Oracle. Oh, how dare you call me out on my BS? I'm uploading a digital mapping material to your cow now using their cell phones. I say there are 12 of them in total, including the bartender. The mood in there is calm. A few of them are playing pool. A few others are singing in the bar. It's a quiet night for them. I'm going in. Stay in my ear? Sure. The city's changing so fast right now. I don't know whether to do more good out on the streets as Batgirl or the computer as Oracle. Seeing Cassandra and Stephanie wearing the bat symbol gave me some ideas, but it feels like I'm trying to solve an equation out with too many variables. Feels like everything's changing. This is all about that kid, isn't it? The Clownhunter of the Narrows? Trying to get rid of his ties before he kills anyone else? Keep the channel quiet, Oracle. And he busts in the room. That's strange. You're not registering on the buddy map. It's on the loop. Damn it. We've been played. Get out of there, Batman. It's a trap. No, it isn't. It's a message. It's a message of massacring violence. The Kingpin's calling card. I thought Clownhunter was a kid with a bat, being able to get around my surveillance software. This isn't Clownhunter. This is something else. Oracle, deactivate your computer systems now. Maintain radio silence until I contact you. What the hell? Batman, what's going on? I'll explain this when this is over. Don't cut me out now. I can help you through whatever it is. Sorry, Oracle, but this is personal. More personal than anything personal in my life. Bane went ahead and killed Alfred. Joker destroyed the city and rebuilt it in his dark image, and then tore it down again. As Selena just left and hang out to play with Poison Ivy. My God, I messed up. Then we got to Dublin, Ireland for many, many years ago. And someone's thrown out the building at a druid in Haven. I traveled a long way to find you. I told you there's nobody on the planet can wield a knife like me. Like you can. Teach me. What the hell do you think you're doing? I need to get your attention. You weren't listening in the bar. Maybe I've had a long day and I've earned a pint and some silence. You're Tommy Tinvey. You're wanted in 16 countries. Then why are you provoking him? You got some death wish, kid? Let me show you what I've learned already. I can prove to you I'm a worthy pupil. Really think you're something, don't you? He really does. That voice. He thinks he's better than you, Tommy. He thinks he's better than all of us. He can't take it personally, of course. It's in his nature. It's how he was raised. No. He's a spoiled brat. A rich American who cries himself to sleep at night thinking of his dead parents. And revealing a younger version of Ghostmaker with half of his face covered. So is that like a thing he likes to do? Bit you again, Bruce. Go find your own knife expert. This one's mine. And Bruce charges at him in a fit of rage. I swore if I saw you again, I would break every bone in your body after you did to our master Marco. Oh, you need to stop living in the past and start living in the present. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to beat me. You want training? You want this teacher? Then you're going to have to beat me, Bruce. That's how this game works. I know. Now shut up and fight me. And Tommy just goes ahead and just goes, I hate teenagers. Now we cut to the present in Little Santa Prisco, Gotham City. Look, I'm reasonable. Don't look reasonable, people. Don't look reasonable. Reasonable people don't dress up in costumes. You kidding me? You turn on the news lately, old man? And I think the only reasonable people in this whole nutjob world dress up in costumes. You telling me you wouldn't get Superman in an apartment? You're not Superman. Yeah, but he wouldn't offer you double rent for this. He's got class. Me? I got no class. I'm like a cockroach the universe keeps stomping on, and I keep popping up. I mean, considering you survived Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis, and the Middle Crisis, or originally known as Dark Crisis, and now you survived the Death Metal Crisis. Yeah, I think you have a point. Well, this cockroach wants to settle down in a nice rundown apartment situation and live off garbage and all that. You're going to pay me double rent? I mean, I gotta scrounge it up first, but yeah, why not? If I say no, you're just gonna break into the place and start living here until I give in, aren't you? I mean, yeah. Double rent. And you don't talk to the other tenants. These are good people. They are good people. Little Santa Prisca is a community. We lived through Bane, we lived through Joker, we lived through the death metal event because we don't really talk about the continuity mess up we blew up at the time. Don't blow it up with all your nonsense. You got it, Charlie. No nonsense, not here. And then he just walks away, grumbles, saying, with Harley poking her head out the door, saying, hey, what's your policy on the hyenas? And yeah, it turns out Bal's been watching it, a.k.a. Clownhunter, saying, look, the clown lady got herself an apartment. That's nice. She looks happy. Somebody should get her a real nice housewarming present while they still have the chance. Now that is all you have the necessary components. You're ready to build your own homemade rocket launcher. Thank you, Mr. Internet. I sure am ready. So, let's see if I get this straight. I know this is the internet, so that was to be expected, but they just randomly have people have the ability to just go on the internet and find videos that officially say, hey, here's the tip. I'm going to teach you how to make a homemade rocket launcher. Just show you don't know how to use it. Like, yeah, like, I think I recall this. I don't know if this was Alpha Omega commenting about this, But if I'm correct, I think there was a story one time where someone was searching online how to make a pipe bomb or a grenade just to make some very violent people will notice this person, which is weird when you think about it, but they did it on PS4, so yeah, that's already spoiling it. So yeah, 900 gets called out by somebody. I don't know, kid. Seems like a good way to blow yourself up. Are you reading my phone's mind? Not personally, but my suit certainly is. Your surgery is a real treat, I must say. Inspirational, even. As always, the next generation blazes bold new trails through taboo. Oh, I don't think I like you. And you shouldn't. I'm afraid you're about to blow up an apartment. You're a criminal. I mean, kind of. He's like, if he just broke open the door and knocked and attacked Harley, okay, I find he's attacking what was a former criminal. Oh, but he just revealed, hey, I'm gonna get rocket launchers and I'm gonna blow up this entire building, even though there are innocent people in here, mostly for my discriminatory policies. So Ghostmaker then proclaims, see, I don't come from a backward place like Gotham. I come from the world out there. And out there, we don't just throw our killers back into the water with the other fish. We gut them. Yeah, I really don't like you. That makes two of us. And he punches Ghostmaker. Ghostmaker, Botman. We had an agreement. This is my city. My city. It's my city. I called it first. Now do your damn job. I mean, yeah, here's the thing when it comes to Batman. I don't think he creates the criminals. That's an urban myth that even the Gotham characters have made in their viewpoint, trying to get an answer out of all this insanity. I think he's an enabler. I think he doesn't realize how far the more times he just throws them back in Arkham, they're just gonna keep popping out. Well, it seems Gotham City's not gonna fix the issue. Like ever consider the death penalty at this point. I mean, yeah, with how massive the DC universe is, and I don't know all the other villains that come into Gotham once in a while, you would think, why haven't we considered the death penalty yet? We should really start considering that again. Nowadays, they either A, they'll settle for police state where they take away civil rights, or they'll just blow themselves up again. So yeah, he goes ahead and makes these comments himself. The city is running on the inside out, but you still won't do what must be done to save it. Why is this boy still on the streets, Batman? You could have locked him away or incapacitated him. Instead, you left him free to kill again. Even a city as awesome as Gotham deserves better than you. I won't let you hurt the boy. Then we'll do it like we did when we were young. How about it, Batman? I'll fight you for it. I won't play a game for his life. You're missing the whole scale of this thing. I'm not saying the winner takes the boy. The winner takes Gotham. Ghost stories! Ah, yes. Oh, yeah. So there were like two artists in this, I believe. And there was like what, several artist colorists. So, yeah. I don't know why. Like, I know George Jimenez would probably tired himself out doing with all those vibrant details and almost neo-cyberpunk style artwork. Every time when I was looking at his previews for the upcoming Infinite Frontier of Batman, I'm like, this artwork would definitely fit a cyberpunk story. Like, it really would. So yeah, that was issue 102. Let's cut to issue 103. And Galen March is back on this. Yay. And I'm gonna be reading the Joker comics, so I'm hoping that fits the Joker more than it does really this other stuff. So anyways, we cut to the Gobi Desert from many, many years ago with Bruce Wayne meditating. Not tonight. That's not how this works. You don't get to schedule me in. Get up and fight me. Come back in the morning. I'll fight you then. And then Ghostmaker just puts his swords into the sand and sits down with him. This isn't like you, Bruce. You almost sound concerned. No, I don't feel things like that. I was irritated and inconvenienced. I learned 3 new forms of martial arts, and I wanted to try to break a few of your bones before I found a new teacher. But you managed to suck all the fun out of it without trying. Wonder for you being so boring. Today's the anniversary. The day my parents died. Ah. Just leave me here. I'm training out here. We've met it. No, you're brooding. That doesn't count. And he points out the obvious. Ghostmaker's not my new favorite hero. He points out Batman and calls him out. So, Batman calls it, I'm going to train. Leave me alone. I'm going to room right here. I need train. Okay, we'll talk. The point is to be consciousness of every grain in the sand. You've already trained in the desert with the Desert Kings for 2 months last summer. I'm sorry, Bruce. Yeah, they just sit together. I thought you didn't feel things like that. That's not the kind of sorry I am. Yeah, he decides to go for the, I'm going to be an asshole now. You're going to fail. It might not happen right away or all at once, but you're going to fail because you let your emotions make you vulnerable. You gotta understand that I could have killed you if I wanted to, that I could still kill you right now. Caring makes you weak, Bruce. No, it doesn't. Mortal Kombat. Round. Wait, how many fights have they had? Like, come on, I've narrated this for years. How many fights has Batman and Ghostmaker had? This is a whole new retcon anyways. Screw it, I'm out. And we cut back to present day. Batman and Ghostmaker are fine. Well, Clownhunter's like, yeah, I'm gonna just leave. I'll just go over here. See you guys. I'm gonna go kill Harley Quinn now. I don't understand what's happening, bro, Batman. I can't see whoever you're fighting from any angle. His voice is distorted. You won't get him on record. You won't find his name in any international database either. You need to stop behind and get a look at him. If you brush up against his ghost net, his computers will eat you alive. Who the hell is this person? He's the Ghostmaker, and he's not supposed to be here. See, that's exactly how it's supposed to sound. You used to make fun of the name, don't you remember? But you said you didn't need a mask or a pseudonym to fight crime in Gotham. How long did it take for you to start calling yourself Batman? Once you hit the streets, a week, a night? Batman, he's a man dressed like a bat. Very, very clear. You've one-upped me again. What is he saying? This is driving me nuts. He's still upset that I made fun of him when he was 15 years old. And he's even more upset that I beat him every time we've gone head-to-head since I turned 20. Do you want to know what I've done today? I've only been in Gotham for about 12 hours, and I thought I'd ease into it, but there was so much work to do. I leaked the criminal activities of 14 district judges in to the Gotham Gazette. Your inept police are already taking them into custody. I saw the string of homicides those same police hadn't linked together. The killer was clever enough not to try and gimmick it or put a cute costume. The man's already en route to your Arkham. Yes, he'll be out in about 30 minutes. Or when A-Day happens, when Joker launches a massive attack. Oh, spoilers, that's going to happen on Infinite Frontier Day. I also sent the FBI the location of 6 incoming shipments of heavy artillery from Santa Prisca. That was before I left my plane, Bruce. And you're busy protecting children like this Clownhunter who have already been twisted into unrepentant killers. You always had a soft spot there. I don't have soft spots. Run now! Get the hell out of there! Yeah, sure things, Bats. And Ghostmaker tries to go after him, but Batman intercepts him. I don't care much about this child, Batman. It's more what he represents. It's the same fight we've been having for years. This is all too personal for you. You care too much to save this city. You're failing, Bruce, and I need to shock you into seeing that. That's the only thing you're ever going to really process. That's trauma. So I'm going to kill this kid in front of you, so you have to get a clear enough head to see how bad of a job you're doing. You're a psychopath. Yes, and that's exactly why I'm better than you, and you know it. And we cut away from the apartment as Batman and Ghostmaker are dueling in Mortal Kombat round 852. So, hey Pammy, it's been a while. Well, I've been looking for you. The world's gotten real weird since the last time I saw you. I mean, like, Wally West killed everyone. I cloned, and you got cloned by him with a rose. And then you went insane for a while. And then I was trying to figure out who I was again because we had to do that storyline because the boss didn't like me. Then I had a TV show, and we kind of got together. But then the management was trying to break us up, even though that was confusing and made no sense because it sounded like the TV networks were saying we want this, and the company comics were like we hate this, and the fans are still mixed about it. But yeah, it's kind of confusing for me. I found this batch of Poison Ivy and Robinson Parks. I apologize you, and I've been trying to keep my best to keep it alive. I guess it's my little touchstone to you. Though I probably should stop touching it. I have rashes in places you wouldn't believe. I do not even want to know what you did with that. So, what have you missed? All the bats and birds got together, had one of their big cities gonna die punch 'em ups. I actually helped the good guys for a spell. I kept thinking what you were going to show up and help me fight off this Punchline lady. She's in jail now, but I kind of wishing I had nicked an NRE or something permanent like. I shot Mr. J in the head. You would have loved it. I saved Batman's life, and then he saved me. And now I'm sitting here in this crummy little apartment thinking, what the heck am I supposed to do next? Then she kisses the potted poison ivy and saying, it's always been someone telling me who to fight, Mr. J, Waller, but I just want to just do what I felt like before. And I felt like I was helping people, and I think that's why I got this in the way back when. I'm no good did two shoes, and I'm not gonna save the world or something. I saved the multiverse. We got together and kicked some butt. Did that happen yet? Or just this beforehand? Yeah. But maybe I do think I can maybe do a bit better. But maybe that's crazy. You always tell me when I'm getting too wrapped in my head. I run with faulty machinery, you know? Oh, you always told me you want me to do what I wanted, not what Mr. J, not even what you wanted. Maybe I want to be a better person, not on Batman's terms or anything, but on my terms. If you're listening, I love you and I miss you. I hope you're okay, and you're like in some pleasure dome in the middle of a jungle, and you're not scared or angry or anything. And when you're ready, you can come bring me to the party, or maybe I'll become a better person or something. And meanwhile, Clownhunter is slowly creeping up, ready to strike her down. Or I'll be dead. And Clownhunter strikes and misses. So, you talk to a lot of plants? And oh, sure, sometimes it helps get the thoughts inside thoughts outside. You know, whole trick from when I was on the other end of the psych ward. Or I some kind of told them to have the conversations you need to have with people who aren't with you anymore. Or, okay, you make it sound like she's dead now. It helps to keep your brain together to hear what the things you're thinking. And Clownhunter just elbows her. Like right now, I'm thinking that this weird teenager with a mohawk glued to his skateboard or helmet, and he's trying to in my apartment trying to kill me. How'd you know I was a teenager? I mean, it's not really that subtle, especially with teenager angst you're displaying. I'm like the only one who can beat you is Batman at that because he loves brooding every single second he can. And oh, honey, that's so sweet. Did you think people were going to mistake you for a grown up? Come on, you stink like a teenager. We don't really talk much in a polite society, but you haven't all figured out all your morals and hormones, and all you want to stink your way more than you think you do. Sorry, kid, you'll grow into it. Get some deodorant. And he's naturally pissed and tries to try and kill her. And she just laughs. That was a good hit. You're half good at this. You don't have to sound so surprised. I've had a lot of practice. A lot of your old friends in clown masks staining my bat blat. You're what now? And Clownhunter decides to indulge in her Harley Quinn's typical insanity by saying, I call it my bat. That's great. I love that. You're a funny kid. I like you. I don't want you to like me. Rude. I am very likable. I have a ton and tons of fans, and it's ready to support me. You damn it. Yeah, I don't know why. Sorry, I forgot to catch up with the comic covers. So anyway, then Harley just says, you're what now? And so yeah, saying she's very likable, and then Connor just says, stop playing with me. Look, I'm pretty used to people trying to kill me. The novelty of the whole thing is worn off. Now, I kill you myself, but I'm trying to be one of the good guys these days, and I don't think that I fly with little pointy ears. There's good guys? You think you can be a good guy? How many people have you killed? How many more did you watch Joker kill? And she knees him in the groin. Hey, proclaiming, in my professional experience, the only people who try to keep track of how many they kill are completely nuts and not in the fun way. But I try not to live in the past. I'm all about finding my potential. Oh, and my future is looking shiny and bright. Oh, God. And then the glass shatters open as she realizes one thing. Yeah, I'm going to need to bribe the hell out of the landlord now. And you've completely lost your speech. And Batman just groans and says, I told you to run. Not until I finish what I started. And Harley Quinn kicks him in the head. Any bats telling me I didn't kill him or anything? I'm trying him up like you hero types do. We can toss him over to the pigs so he can get tormented by our city's broken justice system. See, I'm picking up the hero thing fast. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm also picking up that you've been stabbed. Huh. Hey, people who listen to Batman's head radio thing, he's been stabbed a bunch. We're in a little Sancta Prisa 93 10th Street, 3rd floor. The kid from the Narrows who killed all those clowns in here in the Joker War is tied up. Guessing whoever did the stabbing is going to show up here in a second and try and finish the job. Oh, wow, these swords are cool. They really are. You're Harley Quinn, I presume. You're the boy's target. So, you are an assassin or something? Do you work with Big Julie? I am not an assassin. I am a crime fighter. I am called Ghostmaker. Harley Quinn just says, that's a dumb name. And he just proceeds to punch her. I hate this city. Dunton Quill. Excuse me, the serial killer's name is Dunton Quill. I've had one of the members of my family trailing him for 2 weeks, waiting to reveal where he stores his trophies, so he can pin every homicide on him. Those families will have to live with heresy now. We'll never know how many victims he had. That's an excuse. You shouldn't let him stay on the streets. So, yeah, it turns out Batgirl's been monitoring the whole thing. I'm pretty sure she's been... Considering how Batgirl was also tempted on things, Cassandra would probably be tempted to want to ring him in, but never did. And this reminds me of the Batgirl comic in the early 2000s, where she had this conflicting feeling regarding, why are we helping these people who are oppressed by a totalitarian government? And Batman's like, this is none of our business. It's Gotham, that's our business. Even though you're focusing on international shores. So, yeah. Yeah. Batman continues to try and prove that Ghostmaker is not the hero he thinks he is, saying, the judges were under the thumb of an international mob boss named Tiger Shark. You just destroyed a RICO case that would have put a master criminal away for life. Now you're lying. Your ghost that already has the files from the district attorney's office. You know I'm telling the truth. I replaced the ammunition for the weapons from Santa Prisca 6 days ago with faulty shells. I was waiting for takedown their buyers here in Gotham. Prove it. There was a crate filled with live chickens in with the weapons, along with a handwritten book of Santa Priscan recipes. I'm not perfect, Ghostmaker. The city's dangerous and I could always do better, but you don't understand Gotham or what it needs. Yeah, you're acknowledging you're not perfect, even though sometimes the writers DC Comics tends to think you're perfect, even though that goes against everything Batman stands for, but yeah, how do I say this delicately? Your Playboy persona doesn't really help. I know it's been established, at least in the olden days, that your company did donate a lot to charities and events, but why not, give the GCPD with trust from Commissioner Gordon helping out to keep track of everything, the Batmobiles. I know you probably are worried if they established it would have made more sense regarding how, even Sean Murphy's Batman addressed this, how it could fall into the wrong hands, but Batman should, in my theory at least, he said, he provides the technology, he could easily shut them down if it ever fell into the wrong hands. So, yeah, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. The boy killed 24 people in the midst of Joker's last attack, more than 3 times the number of our serial killer killing friend here, Mr. Quill, and you're protecting him. Wait, so Mr. Quill only killed like what, 12 people? No, wait, that would be half. So wait, so he killed like 5, 6 at best, and you're protecting him. Think if they threw him into Blackgate, he stopped. The gods would help him, for God's sakes. Then he requires more permanent action. He's 17 years old. He watched his parents die in front of him. And there it is. As always, you let your emotions get in the way of your other work. I'm taking you off the field, Bruce. And then I'm going to show you what Gotham City could be with a real crime fighter in charge. And Batman and the team are completely knocked out. Ghostmaker's Gotham is issue 104 concludes this. To issue 104 we go, and to issue 104 we shall thrive. We just need to go through a bunch of pages. Okay, so let's move on to issue 104, where Galen March also taking lead. There you are. I was wondering when you wake up. I went light on the aesthetics. So yeah, it turns out he's been operating on Batman, trying to, surgically repair him. Not for any kind of sadistic reason. Honestly, I want to talk to you before the others woke up. I want you to understand that I'm doing all this for your benefit. It's beyond time you faced your weakness and overcame it. The boy, Clownhunter, is just the least symptom of your disease. If you looked at the numbers plain, you see that method is right. I'm going to show you a better way. Well, don't play dumb with me, Bruce. I'm sure you can draw me a map of the exact room we're in which abandoned wing. You could tell me what year this expansion was built based on the concrete alone. Arkham. That's right, Bruce. I brought you to the one place in Gotham you really belong. I mean, he dresses up as a bat. I get that. So yeah, Arkham has been converted into Ghostmaker's personal hellhole. Got it. So yeah, Nightwing is going ahead and attacking bank robbers, saying, "I'm coming back tonight." Dick, that's not why I called. Well, I know, but I'm still coming back. Tell me everything. Batman's been out of commission for 6 hours now, and things keep happening all over the city. 5 hours ago, the leaders of 14 cities' most dangerous crime gangs turned themselves into the GCPD headquarters, all of them showing bruises and broken bones, and there were U-Haul trucks packed to the brim with weapons and narcotics parked outside. Professor Pig was found in an old cell in Arkham, despite having been at large for the last 8 months. The Yakuza, the Triads, and the Whisper Gang have abandoned the city entirely. 6 dead in the Iceberg Casino from sewer wounds. My source is telling me a penguin is underground at one of his bunkers. I can't believe Ghostmaker actually came to Gotham. I can't believe you knew about him and I didn't. And I've been trying to get a glimpse of him all night. You won't, not from the clock tower at least. Who from the family is in Gotham right now? I have Cass and Steph in the field. Tim and Damien are out in the city. Duke is on standby to pick up the morning shift. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Tim is probably trying his best. Like, okay, should I be worried he might try and kill me? I don't want to get killed by him. I'm on my way from Bloodhaven. I should be at the clock tower in under an hour. Yeah, I'm not letting you off the line. I need more information. What's happening here? Who's Ghostmaker? I never met him. I've only ever seen him once. I honestly don't remember who we were chasing. It wasn't the penny peddler, but it was someone on that level. A nuisance or a gimmick who stirred up trouble every now and then. We got word they were fleeing the country en route to Singapore. We decided to be in there. I remember it was raining when we were in the private airstrip by one of the Wayne Enterprises International subsidiaries. And then there was a figure waiting for us in the rain. Batman and Ghostmaker come out. Batman and Ghostmaker are arguing while Robin's like, what's going on? And then Robin goes ahead and is about to ask before Batman just says, "We're going back to Gotham." I don't understand. We're letting the bad guy go because some weirdo was a couple short. Ghostmaker will finish the job. Seize X-Ray back to Gotham. Batman, and then Batman, much to Robin's nonchalant attitude. I didn't notice this when I first read it, but when I read it the third time around, I was like, wow, he's very nonchalant and not really surprised that Batman just punches a computer. And just was like, I'm pretty sure I was gonna have to make you fix that. Um Robin, you do realize he's pissed, and he's clearly so aggressively pissed that he's gonna punch something hard, and break it. But yeah, Batman apologizes, even though he's not really done that before, unless something royally would hit the fan. Why are you so upset? Who was that man? Probably the most selfish, arrogant person I've ever met in my life. He was me. He's me when I got older. Oh man, I just had to think that. Oh, hey, Batman probably should be looking in a mirror right now. A long time ago, he was a friend. I don't talk that much of the years I spent abroad, honing the craft of crime fighting, the road that ended with Batman, who at the start of that road. I was just like any young man. I didn't know who I was or who I would become. I had made an oath to my parents' grave to spend life warring against criminals, and I wanted to become the kind of person who would fulfill that oath. Learn everything there was to learn. Every skill and every trade that might be useful. Hey, we get Zatanna as Dad showing up. Yay! And we see Bruce Wayne training with I can't Black Adam, I think, or Wild Beast? I keep trying to remember his name. It was a lonely road, Dick, till I met a young man. He had been making his own way around the world, as I have done. We wanted to be the greatest crime fighter in the world. His ego was unbearable, but I had never met a person who thought like I did. We would stay up late night after night talking about the skills we wanted to learn, the sorts of technology we hoped might exist in our adult lives, all that we wanted to build. We each came up with unsolvable mysteries and pit them against each other, trying to stump the other. I hadn't a real friend in years. I didn't allow myself to get close to people in school. I pushed each of them away, holding the mission in mind. And so one night I finally decided to tell him who I was and why I was fighting. I told him about when my parents died. I told him about my hope, my mission. He was so mad he wanted to try to kill me. He told me I was weak. He was angry because he thought he had found somebody like him, somebody who was doing this for the art of it, not some childish idea of vengeance. Oh yeah, that comes. So Batman finally opens up to somebody, tells him his story, and is almost killed for it. Yeah, that must have been a day. Over the next few years, he would find me to try and prove that he was the better student and that he would be the better crime fighter. I saw him again at the end of my journey. I told him he wasn't welcome in Gotham City. He said that I wasn't welcome in any city except camping. We agreed. So this time, he'll get the bad guy. He'll send him home. And Robin comments about this. Bruce, you know you're not weak, right? I don't have to tell you that. I mean, you're Batman. And I don't feel weak. But you miss your friend. And Batman just admits saying, yes. And Barbara just says, wow. Like she's trying to pull off a Keanu Reeves impersonation saying, whoa. Yeah, it was something else. I know Bruce reached out to him when he went full Batman Incorporated a while back. He wanted to help him run the program. It didn't go well. It ended with a fight. I asked him about when I was with Spiral. Oh yes, it was Spiral when Grayson was doing a whole Detective Grayson era. He travels to the city and spends a year cleaning up crime and weeding out corruption, leaving a trail of bodies with little evidence that he was ever there. Most of the world intelligence circles still think he's an urban legend. Granted, Ghostmaker tries to effort, whereas there was that weird time they were trying to make Batman an urban legend in Gotham, even though he has a bat signal up. But there are a few classified reports that heard of run-ins between him and the Great Ten in China. Him pursuing triad leaders into the mainland without their sanction, they aren't fans of his. How do you know so much? I had in my head that he was Bruce's real first partner, and I wanted to beat him up, you know? Prove that I was the better crime fighter. But then it was just the fact that Bruce never talked much about him. I can't also think about anyone else he has that kind of relationship with. Batgirl's calling in the Batgirl Prime. Stephanie Brown interrupts this emotional conversation. I don't think we've had that conversation, spoiler. Hey, if there can be a billion Robins, I don't see why there can't be 3 Batgirls. Yeah, she's right. I agree in principle, but let's keep focused. What did you find? We're at the spot where Batman, Harley, and the Clown Killer Kid were taken, but I think I have a pretty idea where he took them. How? Plants told us. Revealing, yep, Poison Ivy was in fact listening the whole time. So while she doesn't physically appear in here, she does kind of reveals here that Poison Ivy still cares about Harley, and even use the Poison Ivy God, that's a conundrum, to say it's there in Arkham. So then we cut back to Arkham, where it's really embossed in moss. Am I drunk? Is this what drunk feels like? Yeah, Clownhunter is sedated. Got it. You're not one of them popular teenagers, are you? Oh, keep it drunk, kid. Put a nice throbbing chemical sleep. Some people pay good money for that. Don't talk to me. I'm sorry, I'm not the quiet type. We're all alone in this room together. Shut up. No, you shut up. Quiet. Both of you. Nice scars, Bat. Real aspirational. Listen, this room is the test for Ghostmaker has left for me. He's going to try and force my hand to prove his point. He's going to try to provoke you. Huh. How about that? He didn't lock me up like the both of you. You think that's provoking me? Bow. Clownhunter. My name is Clownhunter. No, your name is Bow. You don't need to do this. Yeah, I do. What the hell is your problem, kid? I haven't run with the Joker's crew in years. You can't pin all this crap on me. Harley, you were there the night Joker killed his parents. Oh, comic books retcon! Huh. Looks like that weird sword guy left me a bunch of toys to play with. Always wanted one of these. He spots one of the swords. Don't do this! Sorry, Batman, I've been waiting a long time for this. I'm gonna make it hurt. And he places the sword at Harley's throat, ready to prepare to kill her. Kids. They are satanic monsters these days. So here's issue 105. We're nearing the end, people. We're nearing the end. Ghost Stories Part 4. You're giving up then? Going back to the past of Argentina years ago. What? You're done with your training? You're going back to Gotham City? It's time. You're not ready. What? You still don't understand, Bruce, what we're doing, where we build ourselves in these past years? I'm not interested in hearing this from you again. We're both crazy. I'm not a psychopath. You kind of are. Like, wasn't there a time when you were in the whole beat Robin to a bloody pulp because he dared console you over the fact your girlfriend dumped you at the altar? Albeit through manipulation, but still. And then you try to spin this around during the City of Baynard where you were saying, this was all part of my plan. And that's why you're going to die. Probably in the first 6 months on your war of crime. Why is that your problem? The world is broken, Bruce. I thought you understood that. We used to stay up late at night and talk about just how broken it was, and come up with idea after idea to how to make it better. Not for glory or personal sake gain, but just for the sake of the task itself. For the sheer art of it, damn it! I wanted to make art out of it! Making the world better because we were the only ones smart enough to gather the skills to do so, to take each new challenge eagerly and learn what was necessary to overcome it. Why don't you think I can do that? Because you're trying to fulfill the promise of an 8-year-old boy. You're trying to stop crime that's already been committed. I mean, yeah, but Bruce's philosophy is the idea of if he can't save all of Gotham, he can at least save one person. You can't save yourself as a boy, no matter how much you train, no matter how many skills you learn. I'm sick of you telling me what to do. And Ghostmaker grabs his arm. No, listen. You can't save everyone. You can't even save most people. Every loss cuts against your soul will wither you down to nothing. Treat crime fighting like an art it can be. Let go of your parents and your guilt. Let go of Gotham. Let go of the idea of Bruce Wayne. Then he tries to help him out. We'll start in a small city in Southeast Asia and systematically dismantle his criminal underworld out of all the corrupt politicians. And then we'll go into the next and the next. We'll build a high-tech base of operations that moves with us. We'll live off the coffers of the gangs we dismantle. We'll expand from there. Then in time, maybe we could tackle a city like Gotham. Not like boys, but like men at the peak of our skills. Bruce declines. And Ghostmaker's pissed naturally. You're a coward. You're too afraid of becoming knowing what you can become. I have no interest in caring about people. I have no interest in giving up the mission I started when I was an 8-year-old child. Oh, you're sick. There's a part of you that's broken. You're angry that's not broken. Broken in me. And then Ghostmaker punches him in the face. So this is where Bruce learned how to punch Robins. Take that back. Just leave me. And he prepares to say his name. And then Ghostmaker screams, no, you don't get to say my name again. You don't get to see my face. Fine. Ghostmaker, if you set foot in Gotham City, I'll treat you like an lawbreaker I find in my way. I have no interest in that sewer you call home. But fine, that's our deal. I won't set foot in your city, and you won't set foot in any that I set up a camp in. Good. Now get out of my way. I never want to see you again. And then you would see him again about 5 or so years later when he has Robin in his life. Then we come back to the present, where Batman is trying to convince Bao to, not kill Harley for reasons that he kind of has reasons for. It's been too much talking already. You're being played here. You're just a pawn in Ghostmaker's plans. You killer's gonna come in here and kill you. All to teach me a lesson to not care about people. No, you don't care about me. Yes, I do. Oh, I know your pain. I know how much you want to make things right, but this is the wrong way to do it. Maybe I don't care. And Batman, with all his strength, rips the bonds out of him and throws a batarang to save Harley's life. Harley goes in and catches it, surprisingly not cutting herself up, and manages to release the bombs before he could head and, stab her. Thanks for the save, Bats. Get out of here. I'll end this. No, I'm not going anywhere. Clownhunter grabs a knife, asking, why not? Are you stupid? And people think so sometimes, but I'm not. My brain works a little sideways, but it's a good brain. I know how you feel. No, you don't. It used to be my job to know how people feel. I was a psychiatrist. Yeah, clearly you were really good at that. Something you're going to learn here is that there are lots of different paths growing up, and most of them are pretty fucked up. You are pretty good. But I need you to hear something, and then you can try and kill me, okay? If you're going to talk, then talk. I don't remember that night. I don't remember your parents, but that doesn't matter. I've done so many bad things. Look, if Batman's telling me I was there, then I was there. I'm sorry your parents died, and I'm sorry I had any kind of hand in it. I'm sorry that got you so deep in your head and messed you up, and now you're out there ruining your life just to make things sane again. Makes sense. You got a whole life ahead of you. What's his name? Bao. Okay, Bao, Clownhunter. My name is Clownhunter. Bao. There are consequences in doing things that make you feel strong. I got really messed up for a while there. Nothing in my life felt like it made any sense, and there was this guy telling me everything I wanted to hear. He made me think I was just a broken person in the exact way I thought I was a broken person. They had built this shell to protect him. They painted on this grin and made everyone afraid, and that it was all their fault for making us feel like that. It didn't feel like anybody could hear me, but he heard me, and he saw me, and I loved that. Look, lady, if you think you're going to tell me to make me fall in love with a Joker, no, that's not it. I wanted to be strong, and he was able to manipulate me and control me, make me feel loved enough that I was willing to help him and do terrible things because I wanted to feel strong. I wanted to be the one with all that power. I wanted to be one the people were afraid of. And then she finally breaks down crying, admitting that saying this. And now I'm going to be dealing with that consequences for that my entire life. At least until DC reboots you out of existence. And yeah, that's going to be a done day. I'm always going to be Harley Quinn. I'm trying to make damage to make the most of it. I'm going to try to save as many people as I've tried to hurt back in the day. I want to be a better version of myself. But if you want to kill me, you can. I deserve it. Harley! Stand back, Bats. It's the kid's choice. And Clownhunter just angrily breaks down and stabs the table. And Harley just gives herself a F you. About, just leave me alone, okay? Just leave me alone. And he walks out in tears. Thank you, Harley. You know I meant it. I do know. Are you gonna make sure that kids end up okay? I'm gonna do everything in my power. Good. You should get out of here too. I need to have a few words with an old friend. I could catch the boy. You really think I can't? Of course you can. He's a teenager with a baseball bat and almost no combat experience. Yeah, he seems to be good at sniper rifles. Oh, he's not much of a target. What was that supposed to prove? It wasn't proving anything. I generally care about that boy, and I don't want him to destroy his life. Do you know how many times I could have killed Harley over the years? How easy it would have just been to eliminate Joker's closest associates, but then nobody learns. Nobody changes. Nothing is better in the end. Okay. So here's the thing. Batman is admitting that he could kill these people. He doesn't need to. This is what I said. He doesn't necessarily need to kill them, but also they have established in previous Batman media that, oh, he doesn't need to kill them, but he can't really save them either. And even Alfred, and like, someone pointed this out, in one of the Batman DLC games of the Arkham series, Batman was given a choice to either save Ra's al Ghul or let him die, put him in the Lazarus pit or let him die. If Batman says no, Alfred tells him, it doesn't really break your code, Master Bruce. So, yeah, Alfred clearly gives his approval. And Ghostmaker points out, saying, not everyone can be saved, but most people can. Okay, Joker just literally admitted to you, and you admitted he was right, that Gotham doesn't want to be saved. If Gotham as a city wanted to be saved, it would have saved itself long ago with, just doing the death penalty, and would be up to the people's elected decision. But it's not. In fact, they even went as far as to go police state, and they still didn't go out and just arrest all these criminals and put them on trial for death penalty charges. And you usually can't tell when you're face to face with them on the worst day of their life. You're protective of him because he lost his parents, like you did. You understand his mission. You empathize with that childish dream. I also recognize it as a man. And who has helped a lot of wayward young people find better paths. I'm not a TJ anymore, and neither are you. We're getting older, and I'm not done trying to save this city, and I don't think I ever will be. And then he elbows Ghostmaker. Caring about people hasn't killed me yet. You've come closer than most. Like you haven't. Heh. I don't want to fight. We've been fighting too long. Fine. We don't have to fight. And he puts his sword away, locking it back in his sleeve. He's saying, I'll leave Gotham in the morning. We'll stick to the old arrangement. It's too bad. I was hoping you were going to come at me with one of your cars. I've always been jealous of your cars. Okay, what just happened here? Yeah, this is the thing that bugged me a little bit at the end. He seems now to be casually just talking about everything. I'm building a new one. Batman just says, flying? No, haul wheels on the ground. Built for speed and maneuvering the streets. And not a tank then. Not a tank. Yeah, you did have a tank. It's called the Dark Knight It's called the Dark Knight Rises. And then it's the Dark Knight 3, the Master Race, where the tank did come back. In fact, why doesn't he just... And there's Snyder Cuts Justice League that will establish he has a tank. And then Ghostmaker prepares to leave before Batman saying, I'll be watching you on the Ghost Net. You don't have to. What do you mean? Don't leave Gotham. Stay, help me make it a better place. Why? Because I'm getting older. The city's getting younger. I don't have the resources I used to have, and all the allies within the local law enforcement and city government. I could use the help. I'm not going to stop telling you what you're doing wrong. Good. Since Alfred passed, I don't have enough of that in my life. And I'm not going to wear a bat on my chest. I wouldn't ask you to. My only rule is you don't kill in my city. You're so limited. It makes the job much harder. But I guess I understand if you're not willing to risk filing. So that's how it is then. Can you stand the challenge? I guess I can. Your family's out there waiting to beat me half to death and save you. I was letting them watch us. I thought they learned something if they saw you lose. I know. I gave them the signal to stand back. Come stay alone. Actually, Batman, I just got an alert from your friend Oracle, just as I loaded my GhostNet blocks. computer system. The Circus of the Strange just hijacked the Gotham City Orchestra. Batman smiles as Ghostmaker and him start to race off. I bet I can beat you to this orchestra faster than you. I'll take that bet. I'm richer than you are now. Good. That means you're buying dinner after. I don't have a butler anymore. What just happened? Like, isn't it weird that all of a sudden, like, okay, them agreeing to their old agreement, okay, fine. But it just seemed a little out of nowhere that Ghostmaker and Batman suddenly start having this friendly competitiveness on each other again. And, like, it just comes out of nowhere. It feels like it should have been more built up for that. It just, yeah, it feels like, I recall watching this. I think it was Nostalgia Creek, where the villain's face turn suddenly comes out of nowhere, and after like a small simple speech, even though that wasn't a speech at all, where Doug Walker does this clip where he has Vader just going, "If you only knew the power of the dark side." Hey, knock it off. Oh, sorry. Hey, let's get some quick martinis. Sure. And then they cut to Vader and Doug hanging and Nostalgia Craig hanging out. That's definitely what this suddenly feel like. Hey, let's stop fighting. Okay. So we get the final issue of the Ghost Story storyline. The origin of Clownhunter revealed. I mean, I don't know why they had to make that an origin story, but okay. And I will state this. Okay, you probably won't believe me. I did post it on social media though. I actually got an advanced copy of this. One of the comic shops accidentally broke street date early. I won't say the name, but yeah, it broke street date early, and I managed to get it a week ahead in advance. So that was fun. So yeah, the artwork is done by the person who did the Clownhunter story from the Joker Gotham Warzone story. But yeah, we cut to Gotham City from years ago. Years ago, this neighborhood was dwelling place of the rich and soon to be rich, a place of gourmet restaurants and fashionable theaters, of elegant men and suave women and suave men. But the dry rot of time set in, and laughter stopped and the lights dimmed. Those elegant women and suave men sought their pleasant pleasures elsewhere. And now, only the forlorn and the desperate walk these streets. Dr. Leslie Tompkins, I believe. For one night, 2 brutal slayings occurred, signaling the beginning of the end. The area was now acquired a new name, Crime Alley. So yeah, she cuts away to see where this whole disaster occurred, where the death of the Waynes happened. Leslie Tompkins has heard this story that night more than times than she could say. Every time she makes the walk, it plays through her mind. Thomas sees the danger first. He places himself between him and his family. It isn't enough. The man is desperate. He wants to take what he wants. Boy is left alone in an alley. He makes a solemn oath on the bodies of his parents. Spend his life warring against all criminals. Every night she makes that walk. Every night she wishes without hope that she could save that poor, lonely child. And some nights, history threatens to repeat itself. Hey, lady, don't move. I got a knife. It's a big one, too. Oh, plenty sharp. You want to feel it, or you want to hand over that purse? I'm not going to give you any trouble. Just let me grab my keys to my office. Hey, I just said you could do that, lady. I just need some cash, lady. You're going to give me some cash. I'm big serious. Yes, do you have any idea who you're sticking up there? Big Henry? That there's Leslie Tompkins. She runs the free clinic here in Crime Alley. She's the one who's going to save your worthless life someday, just like she saved Big Henry. Huh? Easy, Henry. You know, Big Henry don't like it when people try to stab his friends. Big Henry liable to break little man into pieces and use his puny bones as toothpicks. And the guy runs away after dropping his knife, and the artwork is a little cartoony for my liking. Big Henry thought so. Thank you, Henry, though I wish you hadn't resorted to threatening him. Violence doesn't solve anything. Big Henry knows. Big Henry's been going on during their management workshops down at clinic. They help Big Henry keep his head on straight. He only says he'll break their bones rather than doing it proper. I'm very glad to hear it. Good night, Henry. Good night, Dr. Tompkins. And then she goes ahead and prepares to enter her office, only to see Clownhunter arrive, much to her grinning and like, oh, okay, we have another one of these. He enters her office, and yeah, the T goes off, and there's a break. It looks like it's a break-in, only to, and for her to enter, say, Harper, is that you? No, not Harper, just me. Yeah, so Clownhunter, instead of just walking through the door, decides, I'm just gonna break into her window. I'm sorry for getting blood everywhere. Or idiot. You have a bat. Why don't you just use the bat? Or you call it the bat. That's okay. I've done this before. It's not really surprising. But Emma told me I should go to you if I need help. How can I help you? I want the world to make sense. And then we cut back to 3 years ago in the Narrows. He's playing a video game and playing what looks to be a version of Mortal Kombat. Bow, I believe I said the officers were either clean your room or help your father and I get ready for the dinner rush. What rush? There were only 2 people yesterday. And his mother just stares at him saying, No, I think this game of yours has some good ideas. Maybe if I rip out your spine. No, Mom! Your father needs the help and I need the help. Don't lose yourself in a fake world. We need you in the real world doing real things. Ah, so we did have a son hiding up there. I was starting to wonder. Sorry, Dad. What was your mother saying about ripping spines? I don't know. I guess she's crazy now. Oh, very funny. Now go clean those tables up by the window. Oh, nobody's going to come to a dirty restaurant. Yes, Dad. Dad, you folks open for some grub? Yes, we. Oh, you don't mind my little farty little babies. They trained well, I think. They are anyway. They usually only bite the folks I want them to. Anyways, my pudding here never had food before, and I used to live on the stuff back in school. Also, I just figured there's no time like the present. Yeah, Harley Quinn broke in, and with her clown buddies, especially after we just wiped out a few blocks of the Diamond District. Aren't they gorgeous? Mr. J sure knows how to treat a lady nice. Don't you think? He says I might even keep a couple this time. So she gets nothing. Got it. She's an idiot. And the hyenas growl as the Joker enters, with him taking off his fedora and saying, Table for 2? Ooh. Crap. Bao is tempted to grab a cleaver and just, kill him. But his father stops him. No, we don't want to escalate things. We'll serve them and they'll go. Oh my god. So, you're an idiot. You realize this is the Joker, right? If this was Harley, maybe, but this is Joker. He is the king of wanting to escalate and one-up himself. That's one of even Harley points this out in Batman 199, where she says, oh, by the way, Mr. J's probably going to go ahead and one-up this little fiasco he just pulled. Well, I mean, like, he could do worse. I mean, like, still, like, he went ahead and said Superman is incorruptible, and therefore he would be tempted to go ahead and corrupt Superman by destroying the thing he loves. That's right, because that would mean everything that happened in Injustice and all the death was basically your fault because you gave Joker a challenge. Oh, wait. So, yeah, Harley and Joker are just having their weirdest date. It's just weird artwork here. No, I'm only feeling nice and stuffed. I want to go trying some more of the goods before you gotta fence them. That sounds like a lovely evening. Why don't you take the kids and get ready? I'll take care of the bill. And they leave. Garrigan, check please. Bao looks like he's tempted by something, but then he tries to tell his parents, don't, just let us handle this. Mr. Joker, the meal is on the house. Also, we hope you enjoyed it and you get home safely. Oh, how kind. I'm going to leave you a nice big tip. My tip is, don't breathe. And he gasses them and kills them. Much to his shock and horror. Take it from me, kid. Parents don't like getting in your way. You're welcome. And he's forever traumatized. He's with Commissioner Gordon saying, son, there's someone who would like to talk to you inside the restaurant. You're really Batman in a very cartoonish outfit. Yeah, this artwork is very weird to me. It makes it look like it's supposed to be a 1950s horror movie. But Batman just says, I'm sorry. What are you gonna do, Batman? How are you gonna make sure he doesn't hurt people again? I have a lot of tools for keeping the city safe. My best allies are the people of Gotham, but you promise you're gonna do something about this. He hands Bao the Batarang because that's a great idea. Yes, Bao, I promise. So Dr. Leslie Tompkins stitches it back together, and Bao just says, "I don't get why you're helping me. I could be some creepy weirdo killer. I know for a fact you are a creepy weirdo killer. That's exactly why I'm helping you. I heard all about the Clownhunter of the Narrows. You're the one going around finding the people who ravaged the city in the Joker War and killing them. I guess I'm famous. The Joker's famous too. He's just silent, you know. And then she says, "Why did you come to me? You don't want me here? I know Batman gave you my car months ago. I want to know why now. I don't know." So wait. It's been months between Joker War and Ghost Stories? What? I thought at best it was a few weeks. I found her, the clown lady, or the first clown lady. I guess Harley Quinn. She's the one who brought the Joker to my family's restaurant the night he killed my parents. I had the chance to kill her, but she said some things, so I didn't kill her. But that doesn't make sense. I know what she did. I know what she's done to a lot of really other bad things, but I let her go, and now I don't think I know who I am anymore. I don't know what to do. How old are you? 17. I think you should do some ordinary 17-year-old boy things. Play some video games, go on a few dates, all of that. I do play video games. I like video games. That makes sense. You have something you need to accomplish and you go out and you do it. And sometimes you get a score for doing it well. I know, the world isn't like that. It doesn't tell you what to do. You don't get points or score in the real life. You just have to live it. And I don't think you're living your life right now. But there are things that need to be done in life. That's what I don't get. There's obviously so much out there that obviously needs to get done, but nobody's doing anything. Yeah, it's called the government. It was called the government. If I don't do this, who's going to stop them? All the people who took off their masks and went back to their lives? Why do they need to stop? Maybe they had a change of heart? Really? People's hearts don't change that much. Do you think Harley's hearts change? You're just saying what Batman wants you to say. He just wants me to believe in him again. I tried believing in him and his promise to me. I tried so hard. Every time I heard there was a new Joker attack, I thought there'd be something. Either he kill him or he finds some way to lobotomize him or paralyze him. Just something that stop him from coming back year after year after year and hurting more and more people. I kept his little batarang on my wall, and I would tell myself each time that it was going to be the end for real. But every time I think I believed it, a little less. But the Joker War, that was something else. Rioters, looters in the streets having fun, being Mad Max Fury Road. Cops don't come to the Narrows on a good day. The gangs of the city put on Joker masks and they started using it as their little playground. They were burning buildings to the ground, torching restaurants, and laughing their stupid little laughs. But there was no sign of Batman for days. I kept telling myself he was going to show up and do something about it. Then there was a knock on the door, and Bao opens it, saying, "Hello? Oh, is there a doctor here?" "A doctor? No, what's going on?" "Is Mrs. Nygren, one of the clowns lit her on fire. I'm just trying to see if anyone has anything that could help. Can you go and sit with her?" "Yeah." "Okay. We have to do something. Everyone just keeps ringing. I saw online the clowns are blowing up all the ambulances they see on the street. She needs a doctor. Help. Help." Yeah, he just witnessed her charred flesh and is slowly dying. Bao just walks out seeing the carnage and just finally says, and seeing his parents get killed by the Joker, "Your father needs help. I need help. Don't lose yourself in a fake world." Remembering his parents' words saying, "We need you in the real world doing real things." And he is finally pissed off and thrown over the edge. "You're a liar. You promised me." And then realizes, okay. When he throws his bat at the bat, yeah, that's the thing. He just thinks, yeah, that would work. He starts ripping off the mask, his leather coats, and starts painting everything, and whacks the batarang into the bat, and starts to basically become who Clownhunter is. It's one of the then we cut away to that to see one of the clown gangs saying, "Oh come on, you don't have to run. The fireworks are just getting started, man. They're gonna start burning all sorts of pretty colors. Just you wait and see." And Clownhunter stops him. What the hell did you hit me with? This? Oh, this is my bat. It kills clowns that burn old ladies. Who do you think you are? A Clownhunter. And subsequently sets the clown on fire. Nice. What the hell? That kid just torched Frankie. Let's get him. He killed Frankie, that beanster. Felt good. It felt good to do something. It just made sense to do something. The people in Narrows, they were cheering me on. I made all the clowns too scared to come into our neighborhood. I kept them from burning our buildings and our nice old ladies. Am I a bad guy? Am I just doing bad things? It all still feels like it makes sense, but if I'm letting Harley go, then I'm just another clown. I should be hunted too. It's very powerful to have the whole world cheering you on. It can help you feel like you're doing something you're doing is just, but it doesn't make it just. I see what you're trying to do, Dr. Lady. That's because you're smart. I just want the world to have rules, and for people who don't follow the rules to be punished. People who follow the rules shouldn't be punished. Yeah, then the government goes ahead and makes contradictory messages and then starts confusing everybody. I agree. I wish bad things didn't happen to good people. It hurts them their mind and soul. And then there was that time I went ahead and let a child die, and then I lived in Africa for a while. Then we came back and revealed that I actually faked her death, even though that was not really the original plan. But yeah, I'm Leslie Tompkins, and I was a terrible character for a time. I knew a boy who lost his parents and it took him down a very dark path, violent path. I spent my life trying to convince him to give up that violence. Because at the end of the day, there are just people out there for better or worse, and the people who do the worst things are usually hurting in the ways that are not always obvious. Violence feels good for a moment, but it doesn't last as a solution. It only creates more. So what? You will let the Joker live? The Joker is a tough case, but yes, I would. I believe he is a human as the rest of us, and that deep down, that humanity can be reached. Ah, so you're stupid. Oh, don't get me wrong. I acknowledge the Joker is human, but let's be real. As established in the Three Jokers, Joker was an amoral. The Joker that we're seeing now is an amoral, doofus, moronic hole who goes ahead and abuses women now, according to Jeff Johns' logic. And is unknowingly knowing his family's still alive because Batman continues to enable the idea that, oh, I can't protect these two people. Well, I'll just let these millions of people die. If people knew, let me just point this out. I know I never finished the Three Jokers videos, but if people knew that Batman would have chose to keep two people alive and not save millions of people from the Joker's trap, that symbol dies. Let's be real. Batman will either enable the Joker or he'll enable the underworld and realizing, oh, Batman was just willing to let an army of people die, but he can't save these two people and keep them silent, even though he could reveal who Joker is. Oh yeah, that makes sense. And you think Batman's gonna care if his secret identity got revealed? Like, yeah, he has his reasons to protect it, but at the same time, if it ever came down to it, I don't think he would care if he lost everything, if his family was safe. Batman uses violence. Yes, he does. And I think he could use his incurable mind in many, many other ways to make a greater difference in the world. Why are you still friends with him then? If he's just still doing violence and breaking all your rules. Because there are no rules. There's just right now and there's tomorrow. I've been Batman's fan for a very long time because I think I might be able to convince him to do the right thing tomorrow. But what is the right thing? It seems like nobody's doing anything and the world just keeps getting worse. It was called Dadioism. You know, I run an anger management workshop here at the clinic every Wednesday. I could use some help from someone to make copies of the worksheets we use in each session. I'll make a few people's lives better. It's late, and I have paperwork that he's doing. You should let your stitches heal. Whether you come on Wednesday or not, I hope I can see you again and then we can have another conversation. Okay. Before you go, can I meet the man under the mask? My name is Bao. It's very nice to meet you, Bao. And that's the end. We don't know what happens to Bao. I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up in Harper Road. Like it doesn't even say you'll see his story again after Future State or something. No, it just sort of stops. Like she's introduced to Bao and they shake hands. But I'm thinking like, so is he coming back or not? Like in the Infinite Frontier wraparound variant, he's not even on the list on the group of photos of characters. So it's like, is this the last time we'll see him? Is he going to be working at the Harper with Harper in the clinic and just be off for a while and have off somewhere else? Like this character does have promise here. I feel like he had promise here, and his backstory is an interesting one. Someone who did believe in Batman, but then realizing that Batman's not going to do what many people would deem as the more necessary option at this point. I think so it really becomes a Joker. And some people said that is Battle going to be Red X in Future State? Lots of X's in this issue, and his video game character kind of looks like Red X, which would be interesting if they did that, but like, I don't see that happening. But yeah, Bao, I don't know what's going to become of him as a character down the road, if he'll ever show up again after this. But yeah, this was the Ghost Story event of Batman and Batman 101 all the way up to 105 and annual number 5. So yeah, that was a pretty fun read. It wasn't like Joker War where it was this big epic standoff of the decision of Gotham rests in yada yada's hands. But it was an alright story, pretty good at times. And the artwork was a bit mixed as they had multiple artists working on this, as George Jimenez was, kind of taking a break from all the artwork. Well, he did do the cover artwork because, well, he is supposed to be the regular artist going forward now that Batman is going for the monthly format again after all this time. So we'll see where that goes. But I have seen some of the previews for Batman 106. It does look promising, especially with the neo cyberpunk feel for it. But we're going to have to see how that goes. Can't wait to see what goes on with Batman and the Cowardly Law, as it's being called, this next arc. So we'll have to see where that goes. I hope we see Clownhunter again. I know we're going to see Ghostmaker again in his continuing story, since he's also in backup features in the Batman book. So we'll have to see where that goes. So this was Neo Reality Entertainment presenting the Pop Culture Omniversa series, NRE brand. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our content in the description below. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you all next time. Peace. Take care, everyone. And remember,